Bangladesh just made a move that sent shockwaves through the Indian Ocean. 6 advanced attack submarines, South Korean technology, and a clear message to anyone threatening their waters. The Bay of Bengal just became a no-go zone. While the world watches tensions in the South China Sea, Bangladesh quietly became the first South Asian nation to operate a modern submarine fleet of this scale. This isn't just about defense. This is about power projection, economic security, and a complete transformation of naval warfare in one of the world's most strategic waterways. I'll break down exactly why Bangladesh chose South Korea's KSS-I submarines, what makes these vessels so lethal, and how this single procurement deal is reshaping the entire Indo-Pacific power balance. Stay with me, because what's happening in Dhaka right now will affect global shipping routes worth trillions of dollars. To understand why this matters, we need to talk about what Bangladesh is actually getting. The KSS-I class submarine, also known as the Chang Bogo-class, isn't some experimental technology. These are proven German Type 209 designs, built by South Korea's Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering, with over 4 decades of operational success. We're talking about 1 to 200-ton displacement, 56-meter-length diesel-electric attack submarines that can stay submerged for weeks. Here's what makes them dangerous. These submarines carry a deadly mix of heavyweight torpedoes and anti-ship missiles. They can operate at depths of 250 meters, moving silently at 22 knots submerged. The upgraded versions Bangladesh is procuring come with modern sonar systems, air-independent propulsion options, and integrated combat management systems that make them nearly undetectable in shallow waters. And that last part? That's critical, because the Bay of Bengal isn't the deep Pacific. It's a complex maritime environment with varying depths, heavy shipping traffic, and strategic choke points. The KSS-I was designed for exactly this type of warfare. Now, why South Korea? Bangladesh already operates 2 Ming-class submarines from China, older technology, sure, but functional. So why switch suppliers for this massive expansion? 3 reasons. First, technology transfer. South Korea isn't just selling submarines. They're offering to help Bangladesh build indigenous naval capabilities. This deal reportedly includes training programs, maintenance infrastructure, and potential co-production arrangements. That's nation building, not just arms dealing. Second, strategic diversification. Bangladesh is playing a sophisticated game here. By balancing Chinese submarines with South Korean vessels, they're maintaining relationships with both Seoul and Beijing while avoiding overdependence on any single supplier. It's smart diplomacy wrapped in a procurement contract. Third, quality and reliability. South Korean defense exports have a stellar reputation. Their submarines serve in navies from Indonesia to Colombia. When you're protecting 118,000 square kilometers of maritime territory and a $40 billion blue economy, you don't buy based on price alone, you buy based on performance. Let's talk numbers for a second. Bangladesh's maritime zones contain potentially massive natural gas reserves. We're talking resources that could transform their entire economy. Their exclusive economic zone in the Bay of Bengal was secured through international legal victories against both Myanmar and India. But securing territorial rights on paper means nothing if you can't defend those waters in practice. The fishing industry alone employs over 17 million Bangladeshis. Offshore energy exploration is expanding. And then there's the strategic location. Bangladesh sits at the crossroads of South and Southeast Asia, with some of the world's busiest shipping lanes passing through their waters. Without credible naval deterrence, all of that is vulnerable. So what does this actually change? Let me break down the 3 major impacts. Impact 1. Regional power dynamics. India just gained a neighbor with a credible submarine fleet. Now, India's navy is vastly superior in tonnage and capability. There's no question about that. But submarine warfare isn't about who has the bigger fleet. It's about asymmetric deterrence. 6 modern submarines, properly deployed, can make any naval operation in the Bay of Bengal significantly more complicated and expensive. They can't control the sea, but they can deny it to others. That's the entire point of a submarine deterrent force. Pakistan will be watching this closely too. Bangladesh's submarine program effectively creates a second front in any potential India-Pakistan maritime conflict. Nobody's saying Bangladesh would get involved, but the mere existence of these capabilities changes everyone's calculations. Impact 2. The China factor. Here's where it gets really interesting. Despite buying from South Korea, this strengthens Bangladesh's position with China, not weakens it. How? Because Bangladesh is demonstrating they're not a client state. They're a strategic partner making independent decisions. China wants a stable, capable Bangladesh that can help balance Indian influence in South Asia. Whether those submarines come from Wuhan or Seoul doesn't matter as much as the fact that Bangladesh is building a navy that makes them a more credible regional player. Watch for China to respond with offers for even more advanced systems, maybe Type 039 submarines or enhanced naval cooperation. This procurement just started an arms market bidding war, and Bangladesh is the customer everyone wants to impress. Impact 3. Economic and technological leap. This isn't just about the submarines themselves. The technology transfer agreements, training programs, and maintenance infrastructure create hundreds of high-skilled jobs. Bangladesh is building a defense industrial base. South Korea went from buying submarines to building and exporting them in 3 decades. They're now offering Bangladesh a compressed version of that journey. The Chittagong Naval Base is being transformed into a modern submarine facility. Young Bangladeshi engineers are learning advanced marine engineering, sonar technology, and weapon systems integration. 20 years from now, Bangladesh might be exporting their own naval systems to smaller nations. That's the long game here. And here's the final piece. This sets a precedent. If Bangladesh, a nation many people dismissed as too poor or too focused on domestic issues to build serious military capabilities, can field a modern submarine fleet, what does that mean for other rising powers? Vietnam, Philippines, Myanmar, they're all watching. The message is clear. Maritime nations with resources and strategic waters can punch above their weight with the right investments and partnerships. The Bay of Bengal just became a lot more contested, and that's exactly what Bangladesh wants. 6 submarines might not sound like a game changer, but in naval warfare, it absolutely is. Bangladesh just announced they're a serious player in the Indian Ocean, and the ripple effects of this decision will be felt for decades. What do you think? Is this a smart defensive move, or is Bangladesh getting pulled into an arms race they can't win? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit that like button and subscribe to Defense Upcast. We're tracking every major defense procurement and strategic shift in South Asia, and trust me, things are just getting started. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.